There's a lot going on. You can go to so many restaurants. There's families that live up there, but there's also like Greek life up there. There is like some people that are homeless.
It's a lot of middle-aged Caucasian men who typically have a lot of things.
Students are talking about, the homeless people up on the hill. It's impossible to have that conversation without mentioning, the guy who lives under the underpass.
We called him Cane Man. Yeah, he would come into Starbucks all the time.
Have you even talked to him?
Yeah, I've talked to him before.
Hi. Hi. How do you spell hi to make sure that it's H-I and not H-I-G-H? Hi, I'm Sheba. I live under the bridge at Broadway and College Ave in Boulder here.
The seasons in this town all look the same, and I've lost all track of where I am. I hear a song when
I live in my wagon under a bridge on Broadway at College Ave on University Hill in Boulder, Colorado, United States of America, Earth. I don't know how we refer to our solar system and galaxy. What I keep in my wagon, I house my bed space and my tools and toys. My tools and toys consist of my preferred medical consumption of cannabis and the paraphernalia associated with it. The rest of my belongings are the salvaged, unwanted detritus of an overly wealthy and extravagantly wasteful college town. I think that there's a hell of a lot of way too much waste, and I've made almost always in my life a slightly extravagant and flamboyant display of what happens when you spend a few months collecting all of the unwanted expensive surplus. I got the idea from my parents early in life that capitalism was something that was planned to be denied to me. Figured it out when I was facing felony charges for identity fraud, check fraud, default on banknotes. Apparently I didn't pay my business income tax on my family's greenhouse that they signed into my name when I was 8. What a forgetful thing. A normal day a couple of months ago in the underpass normally would have been started at about sunrise and wait for the breaks between classes when the traffic slows down to do morning sweeping of any of the trash that accumulated overnight. Then I'd spend maybe the mid-afternoon wandering around, checking trash, closing bear-proof dumpster lids that none of the tenants are able to. Midnight, it's starting to get party crazy if it's not a Sunday or Monday. The party crazy usually allows enough traffic through here that now I can go on my commercial trash round. So that replenishes the evening's food supply with unintentionally donated, outdated food items gracefully salvaged from a dumpster. And I only get sick when people buy me food from a fast food store. I really don't get that. That pretty much concludes most of the day.
Do you mind showing me your teeth or no?
What teeth? I have no teeth no more. Yes, I've frequently been denied the use of a bathroom, even up to and including being trespassed from Starbucks.
My name is Josh Bly. I used to be the shift supervisor at Starbucks right across from the underpass where Sheba lives. Sheba used to come in all the time. I know him pretty well.
I asked the clerk to put toilet paper in the bathroom. It's been 3 hours since I've been here last with no toilet paper in the bathroom.
So one time he got angry about the toilet paper in our bathroom. He started yelling about how the toilet paper was the wrong way or something to that effect.
The cashier just stood there doing nothing for many, many minutes.
There was another supervisor there. I'm not going to say her name. And every single time she came in, she tried to find the most minute thing about him to kick him out over.
They waited until I got aggravated that I really needed to wipe my butt because I've already used the toilet and I'm still waiting for toilet paper. So I'm standing there with a poopy butt being told that I can't use the bathroom. They're not willing to stock the toilet paper. I'm making them scared.
And she actually called the police on him, and then they got a no trespass on him, and for an entire year he wasn't allowed inside Starbucks. All because he got angry about toilet paper.
Police say that after ordering me to go ask restaurants to use their bathroom, that nonetheless a restaurant has the right to refuse me use of the bathroom. And this is irrelevant of whether I'm a paying customer or not.
He asked for toilet paper. The guy needed toilet paper. He asked for toilet paper, and he gets banned from Starbucks for a year. I had no say in this, by the way. I wouldn't have banned him after toilet paper. People ask for toilet paper all the time.
25 minutes later, they gave me cold coffee after denying me the bathroom, after trespassing me. So I've definitely been denied the use of the bathroom. That's easy.
He doesn't cause trouble unless provoked or unless you try to find trouble. You know, if you just see him as a regular old person, then you're not gonna have any more trouble with him than you would anyone else walking down the street.
Most of the complaints that we get about him is just where he's hanging out. On the flip side, we'll also get concerns about, hey, there's this guy who's living under this bridge and we're really worried about it.
First time I had an interaction with Sheba, I was just out on a hill and I was kind of drunk walking from one party to another, and I noticed him sweeping the underpass area the way he does all the time. I was just like, hey man, like, thanks for always sweeping this area, like, that's cool of you. And he was just like, you're welcome.
The homeless population on the hill is unique
because they're willing to dwell amongst college students.
Thank you, guys. Happy silent
Yeah,
graduation.
baby. This guy's the best. Yeah, baby. Love it.
So the group of guys that just passed us, I think they belong to the frat house up on 12th Street that started calling me the mayor like 4 or 5 months ago. One of their house members did a similar video interview, and I believe that's where this has been taken from.
I think he really seems to thrive on the relationship between the Hill and the university.
You know, if I ever see him kind of like on a mission, the way he is about stuff around the Hill, just trying to, you know, find something to fix or something to take care of or something to set straight, you know, sometimes I'll ask him what he's up to. I see him hanging out around Smelly Deli all the time.
I work 6 p.m. to 4 a.m., so I see him like a lot there. Yeah.
The only pedestrian interaction that's negative have been typically the skateboarding, illegal skateboarding coke dealers that are still remnants of Chiba Hut.
He's extraordinarily vulnerable, but also extraordinarily resourceful.
I try to stay safe by attempting to verbally repel the irritating citizens of our world.
There were a number of homeless people up on the hill who were, you know, up there, and he was regularly assaulted.
In the past week or so, someone, I think, pepper sprayed him and took some things.
Boulder Police and Fire.
Hi, I'm at the corner of College and Broadway near the underpass for the University of Colorado, and a homeless man yelling that he'd been attacked by someone, like maced, and we can definitely smell something in the air. I don't know if you can hear him.
Ask him if he wants an ambulance.
Do you want an ambulance? He said no, but he did say he wanted medical attention earlier.
But he doesn't want an ambulance?
That's what he just said.
Okay. Oh, by the way, you don't have to do any of this. If you don't feel comfortable, you can go.
That's okay. I'm okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So he said he's going to the University of Marcus to rinse his eyes out.
Okay. Thanks for calling. Sorry you had to deal with that.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
All right.
What's up now, man?
You're not EMTs or C.
No, you already said you didn't want EMTs.
So I guess he called the cops over 3 times on that day.
Okay, let's go outside so we're not taking up the whole store. The CU is not coming.
Chiba was asking for a CU police, not Boulder police.
Oh, CU told me when I have a crime that involves their property, I'm supposed to make contact with them.
Not if you
I
report
can't.
it with us. We will contact them. You do not need to do that.
So I had to avoid speaking to you until CU arrived because I asked for CU, Boulder, and EMT.
Boulder police just show up and they were like, "We're here to help you. How can we help?"
Okay, you don't just snap your fingers and get whatever you want. That's not how the world works.
No, I wasn't told it's about snap my fingers and get whatever
Okay.
I want.
You
I was
want
told
it?
by the sergeant.
Do you want
of
my
the
help
CU
or not?
Police Department.
Do you want my help or not? Put that down.
I'm trying to.
Why are you being like this?
Why are you trying to take a roll of tape away from
Because I don't want you having it in your hand
I
while
don't
you're
have
yelling
it in
at
my
me.
hands. Good.
You don't now.
And all of a sudden I look outside and they saw him down on the ground and they handcuffed him.
What's this in your pocket?
This?
Yeah.
Mace.
Hands off of it.
No,
Let
leave
go
it
of it.
where it is.
Your hands off.
Oh, what the hell? What the hell? What is happening
Let
here?
go of that mace now.
The safety is on. What the fuck? What the hell?
Stop.
Why are you hitting my
Stop
head?
fighting. Put your hands on
Why
your back.
are you hitting my head?
Put your hands on your back now.
I was like, okay, he called the cops. Why did they like put him in the ground and handcuffed him? I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
I still want their help.
Okay.
I still have mace
Stand
in
up,
the arm.
and you're going to stay in handcuffs while we deal with them.
It was miserable over here. But after that, they just like, because I guess someone was like pepper spray him in the eye. So the ambulance came up. The police brought the ambulance.
No, I already have to be laying down for rinsing the eyes.
Like this is fine. This is fine.
All right, they'll deal with you.
After that, when they uncuffed him, I'm like, alright, I think it's cool. I guess because he was like too nervous about it, and they just calmed him down.
Do you consider him a safety concern?
I consider him very vulnerable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for his safety, I think he's a safety concern in that respect. I don't have any knowledge of him doing anything to anybody who would make me think that he was necessarily a safety concern to other people. But I worry about Stephen.
I'm not terribly concerned what people think of me. For a lot of that, I have moments that I don't even care what I think of myself. It seems to be a lot of unnecessary mind play to spend time considering what one thinks of a person's existence other than their own. I don't occupy my head with that. I don't see why other people got it.
The city is currently prosecuting Mr. Baribeau for a violation of the city's camping ordinance. It is a violation of municipal law for anyone to sleep outside overnight with any form of shelter other than clothing.
I have repeatedly been told that camping is illegal throughout all Boulder, and on account of not being allowed to camp is very much the primary shaping decision behind why I am not camping.
Yes, I think the city of Boulder does consider homelessness a problem because, sort of from a human rights standpoint, housing feels like a basic need.
Our local society insists on calling me homeless because I haven't indebted myself to a landlord for permission to temporarily occupy a static piece of geographical space.
It's a problem because homelessness, or homeless individuals, when they are not housed, they also cause a strain on our social infrastructure.
So, if I've stayed alive by any other means than getting into a tiny little box, this is about as far from normal as possible, so I coined the term unconventionally sheltered. Because I have housing, and they're not willing to let me use that word. I have shelter. I have a somewhat conventional lifestyle.
One of the good things about the camping ordinance is that it brings people into a system and kind of nudges them in a direction to go towards housing.
Are there shelters in Boulder? Like, how high quality are there? How many people fit there? Like, because I don't know, Boulder doesn't seem too accommodating.
I think the city of Boulder very much adequately supports the homeless population. However, we support it with the resources that we have.
There's a lot of stuff that's available officially here. The Severe Weather Shelter, the Path to Home facility, Ryan Wellness Center, agencies that have housing vouchers. There's a needle exchange. People will give you food, people will give you clothing, and there's even more stuff that's available unofficially.
Our dispatchers have been crocheting hats and scarves.
I think the Boulder police are pretty good with the homeless. I think Boulder's got, from my understanding, a pretty good homeless shelter, but I don't think the people of Boulder are supportive of the homeless at all.
Obviously, there's some people who just seem to have a problem with homeless people, but that's entitlement for you.
Yeah, and it's not just a Boulder problem. It's not a matter of Boulder building a lot of housing, because that's not going to solve a nationwide crisis of chronic underfunding of not only housing, but also mental health and addiction treatment.
Maybe Boulder has more kind of freewheeling like hippie types, but I don't think that that's unique to Boulder's homeless population. I think that's kind of Boulder at large.
Somehow we've suddenly become extravagant that now we can split the atom in the land we stole from the previous inhabitants with covered wagons and the world's alleged first invention, the wheel. Now America's own citizens have lost the right for this constitutional guaranteed protection to have a wagon and personal possessions. The wheel just became illegal.
I can see why some people might not like it. They think it's kind of trashy. They think he might be kind of creepy. I don't think he's trashy or creepy. I just think he's just trying to live his best life under the underpass.
The perception is that folks just see somebody sleeping on the street, and that's their definition of homeless. But we've got a huge number of really highly vulnerable yet invisible homeless amongst us that are living right on the margins.
One of the kind of negative effects of our economy is that people who can't compete in the marketplace are going to be left on the sidelines. And so when you have people who are struggling with mental illness and addiction, they're never going to be able to just pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
One of the reasons we have homelessness is because of a lack of community, and we need to create an opportunity for homeless individuals to become part of a community.
Unconventionally sheltered. See, that's interesting, because it's like, what would be the definition of conventionally sheltered?
You think my lifestyle isn't normal, and you think you're going to delude me into believing that yours is, and you're going to say that your lifestyle is the conventional standard that the whole world recognizes. A lot of non-Americans tell me that's not so either. So I guess the only thing the only interpretation that I have left is to make sure to put the disclaimer of "un" in front, because you always make it clear that I'm not part of your clique, and you call that conventional. So just to make things clear up front, I am the "un" on the other side of an alleged invisible fence, because I'm not living your lifestyle, and you won't let me call my lifestyle conventional or traditional. My name, apparently Sheba, spelled S-H-E-B-A, comes from the African Rastafarian god Shanti Sheba, described as the destroyer of illusion. My home would be a dome and a dome and a dome. One of those layers would be the business of a restaurant offering tree the table, raw, vegan, in 5 minutes flat.